to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
The disdain that Hillary Clinton expressed toward millions of decent Americans disqualifies her from public service. You cannot run for president if you have such contempt in your heart for the American voter.
All right, well, they're already calling it Hillary Clinton's Mitt Romney moment, the famous 47% remark that he thought he was making, that is, Governor Romney at the time, to party luminaries at an off-the-record venue. It turns out he was taped, and that turned out to get out to the public, and that turned out to hurt him in the general election. Too soon to really measure the fallout from Hillary Clinton's remarks on Donald Trump supporters. Reince Priebus is the RNC chairman and joins us now. Reince, good to have you.
Hey, Neil, great seeing you back on TV, buddy.
Thank you very, very much. You know, on this, is it the Mitt Romney thing in reverse or what?
You know, maybe a little bit. I mean, obviously you can't write off millions and millions of people that have had it with government, and these are hardworking people, and a lot of them are veterans, and I'm sure they don't feel like they're in a basket of deplorables. But there's another part of the quote that I think is not being talked about enough, is this irredeemable portion that people, even if she had this opinion of some people that support a candidate, to say that someone is irredeemable. You know, we're all God's children, and we're all on the same team eventually. We're all Americans, and to say that someone is irredeemable is a place, I think, in someone's soul that I don't think any one of us should ever dive into. And
but
that,
maybe
to me,
this was
is even
all
more
about,
disturbing.
maybe Reince, we're missing something here. This wasn't about, you know, trying to win over folks on the other side. Boom, it was unlikely she was going to get them anyway, but to galvanize her base in that room and with that crowd, she galvanized her base. Now, there obviously was a great deal of snickering and condescending about it, but to that crowd that wants to rally around Hillary Clinton, it did the job. What do you think?
Well, I suppose to a bunch of liberals in a high-dollar, you know, event, or you know, people that are, you know, golf clapping and making fun of people and thinking that they're above other people in this country, maybe that's what it's about. But this is the same party, and this is the same person that always tries to make the claim that therefore all of this openness and all this tolerance, except for when it comes to apparently half of the country that might not agree with them. And so I think that Hillary Clinton has been a hypocrite for a long time. I think her true colors are coming out. These are people that can't stop lying about anything, whether it be Benghazi, whether it be emails, whether it even be, unfortunately, about her own health. The issue is these people cannot come clean and tell the truth about anything. And it catches up with them. I mean, it caught up with them this weekend about her health. It was all about, you know, no one wants her to be ill. We want her to get better. But the fact that they can't tell the truth all day on Sunday, flubbing around as to what is going on, it's just more of the same, more lies and more deception. They think that no one is watching and we're all too stupid to figure out the truth.
That's wild. So you're not really keen on Hillary Clinton, I guess.
Well, I'm not keen on her for what she's done, but right. I'm really not keen on lying about one thing after the next.
Well, let me ask you on the lying part. I'm wondering if the fuss over, you know, not being revealing about your medical records and the rest has taken the heat off Donald Trump on the tax record thing, or does it remind the American public in general both these guys have something to hide?
Well, look, I don't think that Donald Trump's hiding anything on the medical records. He said he's going to reveal more information this week. He hasn't been trying to hide anything about his medical records, and he's not doing things in public for people to start wondering what's wrong with his health.
No one's talking about his tax returns, right? So maybe this has actually helped him.
You know, maybe so. I mean, maybe people aren't interested in people's taxes. I mean, maybe the reason why not a lot of people are talking about his tax returns is that it's not actually something people want to talk about. And when news media outlets talk about his tax returns, they're not getting a whole lot of interest, so they're not talking about his tax returns. But I do think that when someone is doing something to cause people to wonder about their health or about whatever it is causing the interest, and then that particular issue culminates, that's what you have with Hillary Clinton. People want to know what's going on. And so I don't think it's an unreasonable issue. It's not a mean-spirited question. People want to know. And they want her to be well, but they do want to know what's going on.
A lot of people, even those who are not fans of her politics and all, a lot of people, I think, relate to that and felt for her in this ill moment. And that, I hate to politicize these type of things, but that people feel sorry for you in a situation like that, and not in a weird way, and there's no right way to say this, Ryan, that
no,
it helps her. In
I
other
get
words,
what you're saying.
for a woman who's been looking to sort of relate to voters and to connect with them on a human level, this ironically did that.
I don't know about any of that, Neil. I mean, what I know is myself and Donald Trump and everyone I know want her to be well, and that's the main thing, get back on the trail and get better. But all I'm saying is it's not unreasonable for people that when this episode happens and when similar things have happened in the past with her health, it heightens the issue. And so, to your question earlier, the reason why this particular issue is at a boiling point is that this has been percolating now for several weeks, and if not years, and now yesterday brought it back into the fold, and people want to know. And so it's not going to go away. It doesn't matter whether I'm on your show or not. People are going to ask these questions, and they're going to have to deal with it. But most importantly, and at the end of the day, it's her record that's lousy for America. It's what she's done as Secretary of State and total failure overseas in Benghazi and Libya. And the things that she's touched haven't worked. That's the reason why people don't want to buy what she's selling. And that's why Donald Trump is actually surging right now in the polls.
All right. Reince, thank you. Very good seeing you.
You bet. Thank you, Neil. Happy you're back.
All right. Reince Priebus.